Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We got some more pre-1961 Apba Bats League. We got the final game of this three-game series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's April 23rd, 1955. The Yankees are in Boston to finish this series out, and its series is tied up at one game apiece. Here's the rubber matchup we got. Leading off for the Yankees, playing second base, Tony Lazzara. Batting second and playing shortstop is Phil Rizzuto. Batting third, playing left field is Babe Ruth. And batting fourth, playing right field is Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth, playing first base, Lou Gehrig. Batting sixth, playing center field is Joe DiMaggio. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Yogi Berra. Batting eighth, playing third base is Red Roof. And on the mound, the ace of the staff for the Yankees, batting ninth, Jack CHESBRO. And let's go to the Boston Red Sox starting lineup here for the day's game. Leading off, playing third base, Jimmy Collins. Batting second, playing second, Pete Rollins. Batting third, playing center field, Dom DiMaggio. Batting fourth, playing left field, Ted Williams. Batting fifth, playing right field, Jackie Jensen. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, Vern Stevens. Batting seventh and playing first base, Buck Freeman. Batting eighth, doing the catching, Sammy White. And on the mound, making his first appearance of the year for the Red Sox, is Mel Parnell. Let's get down here to Boston and get this game started, folks. And here we go. We got Tony Lazzara leading off for the Yankees, batting .462. It's got a homer and one RBI. And this is Parnell's 1949 season. In 49, he started 39 games, he pitched in 39 games, started 33, 25 and 7 with 2 saves with a 2.77 ERA. And here we go. First pitch to Tony. And that's going to be hit down the short. And Vern's not going to be able to come up with this. That's going to be an E6 to start this game. Not what the Boston Red Sox want to see here. An error to start the game off with, giving Yankees extra at-bats, extra outs. And up to the plate now steps Phil Rizzuto. And Phil is batting .200 on the year with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be against a 16. That is going to be a pop-up down the third. And Jimmy Collins makes the catch out in left field for out number 1. And up steps Herman Ruth. Babe Ruth here, having a heck of a start to the season, batting .368, 4 homers and 9 RBI. And that's going to be against a 26. That's going to be another pop-up. This one again down the third, and again Collins makes the play. So 2 pop-ups, 2 outs. And up steps the Mick now. And he delivered here with 2 outs. Tony still down at first with that error. Mick is batting 100. He's got no homers and no RBIs on the year. And that's over with today, folks. That ball is launched. Let's see if he can get a home run here against a 18. That ball is off the wall out in right field. Bounces up against the wall. That should score Tony from first. Couldn't quite square it up here. Against the 52 minus a 35 plus a 15, a 32 or lower. So let's see the play at the plate. A 62 or lower, he's in there safely. And he is with a 2-out RBI double. Mick delivers here, folks. And it is 1-0 New York. Mick starting to heat it up now. That's what you want to see if you're a Yankee fan. Mick down at second now. Lou Gehrig up, batting .471, 3 homers and 5 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Sweet Lou, and that's going to be against 29. That is going to be a ground ball back to the mound, and he's going to fire over to first. Mel is, and that'll be out number 3. But the Yankees score 1 on the Mick double. We go to the bottom of the first. Yankees 1. Collins, Rollins, and DiMaggio due up here against Jack CHESBRO. This is CHESBRO's 1904 season. This is his second start of the year. He's 1-0. He's pitched 7 innings, only given up 1 run. Collins is batting .389. Has a homer and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Collins, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Tony. Tony up with it, fires over to first. Lou, that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Pete Rollins is up now, and Pete is only batting .167, no homers and no RBIs. And that'll be a ground ball down the third. Reds up with that. Another ground ball, another out. And up steps DiMaggio now with 2 outs and nobody on. Dom's hitting .133, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be another ground ball. 3 ground balls, 3 outs. And Phil's got that one over Lou. 1, 2, 3 goes the Red Sox. To the top of the second we go. Yankees leading 1-0. And as you see, Boston's got a 3-game series against Kansas City coming up. And then they're back home against the Indians. And DiMaggio is batting .235 with a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Collins. He fires over to first for out number 1. And up steps Yogi Berra now. And after further review, Steve Tower stops in. Nice to see you, Steve. Yeah, you got that right. You got that right. Ground ball down the third for Yogi. For DiMaggio, and Yogi's up now with 1 out and nobody on. Yogi's batting .200. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs though. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Burns got it. He fires over to Buck Freeman. That'll be 2 up and 2 down for the Yanks. And old Red's up now. Can Red get on with 2 outs here and get a rally started for the Yankees? Red's batting .278, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be Mel's first strikeout, and that ends the inning. To the bottom of the second we go. We got Williams, Jensen, and Stevens due up here. Ted's off to a great start, batting .583, 3 homers and 5 RBIs on the year. That's how the Yankees want to see him, up with nobody on, and that's a swing and a miss. He strikes out Teddy Baseball. 1 down. Now Jackie Jensen steps up to the plate. Jackie's hitting .231, 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play here, a 45 on a 40. And that's going to be hit down to back to the mound. And Jack's not that great of a fielder, a 45 on a 1. That'll be fielding 3. Was it a 45 on a 40? Was what? 22. That's going to be a first on air as Jack bobbles that one. Doesn't throw it away. Holds on to it. That's an E1. Jensen down at first now with 1 out. Again, you don't want to give the Red Sox extra outs here, folks. Vern's batting a $182. Stevens has no homers and no RBIs on this season. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Can Vern take advantage of the 2-0 pitch? And no, he can't. That ball's hit down the field. Over to Tony. Over to Lou. 6-4-3 double play. That erases the runner and ends the inning. To the top of the third we go. CHESBRO back to the top of the order in Lazzari and Rizzuto. Jack is 0 for 2 on the season. Here's the pitch to him. You can't groove one. Jack's got a little bit of pop. He batted .236. And that's going to be a fly ball out to DiMaggio in center for out number 1. And up to the plate now steps Tony. Lazzari, he reached on an error and came around to score the only run of the ball game so far. And that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the mound, if I remember right, a 22. Yep, out in front of the plate. A 26 on an 8. It should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a nice play by Sammy. He picks the ball up. He's going to fire down the first. And that'll get Tony for out number 2. So it's up to the scooter, Phil Rizzuto, to get on board here for the big bats. Phil popped up the third his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Collins has got this one also. 1, 2, 3, go the Yanks. To the bottom of the third we go. And we got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Red Sox. You got Freeman, White, and Parnell. Buck is batting a $111. And he's got no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Tony. He fires over to first. 1 up and 1 down. Brings up Sammy White now. And Sammy is batting .071 off to a terrible start. 1 for 14, no homers and no RBIs. Can White get something going here? And that's going to be a rare play, a 28 on a 38. And a 28 on a 21 on a 38. 21 on a 38. That's going to be a foul ball, strike 1 on Sammy. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball down the red. Over to first. 2 up and 2 down. And up comes Mel Parnell. This will be his first at bat of the year. This is Mel's 1949 season, and we don't need no stinking DH. Mel hit .254 and 49, no homers and 13 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Can Lou come up with this? No, he can't. That's going to be a E3. And Mel is going to stay down at first on the air. Made a nice turn, but he heads back. So Mel is aboard here with 2 outs, and back to the top of the order we go. Second error by the Yankees, giving them extra outs. Jimmy Collins, he grounded out the second his first time out. And that's going to be against the righty. 24 on a 7. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. He's going to fire over to first, Phil is, and that'll end the inning. The Red Sox lead 1. Error doesn't cost the Yanks. We go to the top of the 4th. We got the big boys due up here. Ruth, Mano, and Gehrig. And Babe is 0 for 1 today. He's popped up the third his first time up. And they don't want no parts of Babe. I can't blame them. Mick's starting to hit now, though, folks. So I don't know how smart this is. Mick is now 3 for 21 with an RBI. He's doubled today. Ruth down at first. And that didn't pay off. That ball is high. Can Mick get this one? He got robbed of a home run his last time up. Couldn't quite groove it against a 17. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going over the monster. No doubt about this one. Mickey Mantle is getting hot, folks. This is trouble for the rest of the league. And it is now 3-0. As Mick's driven in every run here today for the Yanks. And just like that, the Yankees got a 3-run lead. Nobody out Lou Gehrig up. And Lou is 0 for 1. He grounded back to Mel his first time up. And he rocks this one, folks. That ball is hit into right field. That's out there in the triangle land, folks. That would make him a 929. And that ball, like I say, is hit out the right field. That's in there. And he's going to round the bases, and he's headed for third. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. Lou Gehrig gets a triple here, folks. Runner down at third. Still nobody out. They go out and talk to Mel. He says he can do this job. Yeah, throw it back in the stadium. I hear you, Steve. That's a good one. So now you got the Maggio up. He grounded out the third. Red Sox are bringing the infield in. They can't afford to give up too many runs here. They're down 3-0. Here's the pitch to DiMaggio. And that's going to be a big strikeout by Mel. That'll be out number 1. Up steps Yogi Berra now. With Lou still down at third. They'll keep the infield in. Mel getting ready to pitch to Yo. Yo grounded out the short. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Jackie's got that. Is it going to be deep enough to score? Lou is the question. 55 on a 2 is probably going to be fielding column 3. And it is. So re-roll a dice here. And that'll be a 55. Jackie's got a nice arm. It'll be a 31. So a 61 or lower. And Lou will score on this sacrifice fly. 61 or lower. And he scores just deep enough to score Lou. So that'll make it 4-0. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for old Red. The Yankees add another run here in the 4th. And Red is 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be against the lefty a 19. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jackie. He's got this one too. And that'll be out number 3. But the Yankees score 3 and make it 4-0 on Mickey Mantle's homer. 2-run shot by Mick. And now we go to the bottom of the 4th. And we got the Rollins, DiMaggio, and Williams due up. And Pete is 0 for 1, grounded out the 3rd. And that's going to be a rare play. 36 on a 36. And that's probably going to be a foul ball. That's going to be ball 1. That misses. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Pete. Can he take advantage of the 1-0 count? And he does. He squares up this 1-0 count. And that ball is hit in the right field. Pete turns on it and gets himself a lead-off base hit here. So Pete's aboard with DiMaggio up now. Dom's off to a slow start. Can he get things going here? He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out the short. He's only batting a $125. Here's the pitch to Dom. And that's going to be against the 23. And that's the kind of year he's having as Mickey Mantle makes a nice running catch out there in right field and robs DiMaggio of a hit. So now there's 1 out and a runner still down at first for the greatest hitter of all times, Ted Williams. He struck out today, though. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Ted Williams having a rough day. 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. Jack's got his number so far. And that'll bring up Jackie Jensen, the batter on the Jacks. Jensen reached on an error his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty. 24 on an 8. And that's going to be a ground ball down the red. He fires across the diamond to get Jackie. And the Red Sox strand one. To the top of the 5th we go. Red Sox trailing 4-0. CHESBRO, and then back to the top of the order. And Tony and Phil. Jack is 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And this one's going to be a ground ball down the short. Collins throws over, gets CHESBRO for out number 1. And up steps Tony Lazzari. And Tony is 1 for 2, 0 for 2. That's right. He reached on an error. I knew he came around the score, but that was an error. And he's grounded out to the catcher his other time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 32 on a 36. That'll probably be a foul ball. And that's going to be ball 1 to Tony. Can he take advantage of the 1-0 pitch? And he takes advantage of it by watching 3 more pass by. Tony walks on down to first. Don't want to walk these 2 guys at the top of the order, that's for sure. Bill Rizzuto's up. He's grounded out to third and popped up to third. See if he can hit it somewhere else and be successful. And that's going to be popped up again. And again, that's down to third base. And again, Collins makes the play. Bill might want to try to pick on somebody else the next time up, folks. That brings up Babe himself. Ruth is 0 for 1. He's popped up to third also, and he's walked. And that one's high. That one, how far is this one going to travel, folks? Against the lefty, a 26. That's going to travel far enough out there on the short field fence. And that's a home run. His 5th home run of the year for Babe. And it's 6-0 New York, and the route is on. And that's RBIs number 10 and 11 for Babe. And up steps Mick. Mick is 2 for 2 today, folks. Like I say, the last 2 games in Boston, he's loving life. He's got a homer, 2-run homer, and an RBI double today. And they don't want no parts of the Mick. They walk the Mick. And when is Mel's due up 4th here? There's 2 outs. They like to see him get out of this. Lou hit a triple his last time up, and he's grounded out to the pitcher his other time. And that's going to be a 37 pass ball, a PB3. No, so that's going to be a rare play. A 37 and a 66 with a runner at first. And that'll be hit out to left field. That's out to Ted Williams. We'll have to re-roll some dice here. And a 13, that's going to be fielding column 1. And a nice play by Ted. He plays out one beautifully. And that'll be out number 3 as Ted Williams goes back near the monster. Knows he has a little bit of room and makes the catch. The Yankees scored 2 on a 2-run homer by Ruth and open this game up 6-0. Stevens, Freeman, and White due up here. Burns 0 for 1, hit into a double play his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Vern gets down the first. Not what you want here if you're Jack. You want them to earn their way on with a 6-run lead. And that brings up Buck Freeman. He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Mick for out number 1. And up steps Sammy White. Can Sammy keep this inning going here with 1 out? Sammy is 0 for 1. He grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty. Make him a 24. And that's going to be hit down the short 10. The Yankees turn 2 on this. And let's see here, a 45 and an 8. That should be fielding column 1. And it is. They'll get the runner out at first, the batter out at first. So that'll get the runner in the scoring position. Spills throws over and gets the shore out. And that'll be it for Mel. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Mel. See who's going to come off the bench here and bat. And Doc Kramer grabs the bat here. Comes off the bench with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. And Doc deliver here and at least get the Red Sox on the board. Got to get a run somewhere to get it started. And Doc is batting .250. He's 1 for 4 with no homers and 1 RBI. Can he pick up number 2 here, folks? And that is going to be a 7 off 22. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Byrne doesn't have great speed, but with 2 outs, I would think he would score here. And a 4. I don't make it a 54. So a 27 is Mick's going to fire it home. A 53 or lower. And Vern's going to score here. And Mick throws him out easily. So that's a single in the right field. And Mick guns him out at the plate. Mick is having a hell of a game at the plate and throwing runners out. So that'll end the inning. And it keeps it a shutout as Mick. Nice throw. Oh, don't forget about the drop here. Remember, see if old Yogi drops it here. So the black die will be the single column. So it's a 462. 62. Nope. Yogi holds on to it. And that's the final out there, folks. So we go to the top of the 6th. We got DiMaggio, Berra, and Red due up. Righty, lefty, and a lefty. And we already know that there's no lefties in this bullpen for the Red Sox. Let's see here. I think Sam Jones is going to come in here and pitch the Sam White. We're going to have the Sam and Sam show here. Let's see who hasn't pitched in a while. So, Thad Sam, he's going to come in the game here and pitch. And this will be Sam's first appearance of the year. This is his 1921 season. In 21, he pitched in 40 games, 38 starts, was 23 and 16 with 1 save on the year. Like I say, he'll be facing DiMaggio, Yogi, and Red. And DiMaggio is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a fly out to Ted Williams. That'll be out number 1. And Yogi steps up now. And Yogi is 0 for 1. He's got a sacrifice fly. And he's grounded out the third, short rather. And that's going to be swung on and missed. Jones strikes Yogi out for out number 2. And Red's up now. See if Red can get a 2-out rally going. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and flew out the right. And that'll be a base on ball. So at the very worst, that gets old Jack out of the way. He won't be leading off the 7th. And Jack is 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be against a righty. That'll make him a 16. And what kind of out is that going to be? A 16. That's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And right out in shallow left field, Jimmy makes the catch. And that ends the inning. The Yankees strand 1 to the bottom of the 6th we go. Yankees with a 6-0 lead. We got the top of the order due up here against Jack, Collins, Rollins, and DiMaggio. Jimmy is 0 for 2, grounded out twice. Once the second, once the short. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. as Babe's got that one. As we see the upcoming schedule for the Yankees, they go back home and take on the Cleveland Indians for 3 games, and then they go on the road to Kansas City after that. Up steps Pete. He's grounded out and singled his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jack's 3rd strikeout of the game. That's 2 outs now. It's up to DiMaggio to get something going here. With the Red Sox trailing by 6, they need to do something quick. DiMaggio's 0 for 2, grounded out to short and flew out to Mick. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Reds up with it, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Sox. To the 7th inning we go. Top of the order due up here against Sam Jones. Lazare, Rizzuto, and Ruth. Tony 0 for 2, but he's walked and scored twice. He scored on when he got on an error, and he's grounded out to the catcher. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and Jones with his 2nd strikeout of the game. 1 down. Up steps the scooter, Phil Rizzuto. And he's 0 for 3. He's popped up the 3rd twice and grounded out the 3rd. So I would advise him not to hit the ball to Colin. And he doesn't. That ball is chomped in front of the plate. Now 63 on an 8 should be fielding column 3. And it is. And that's going to be first on the air, as Sam can't come up with that cleanly. That's going to be an E2. So Phil's down at first now with 1 out, and the Ruth is up. Babe's already homered in this game, folks. He is 1 for 2. He's walked and has a 2-run homer. He's popped up the 3rd that other time up. Here's the pitch to Babe. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Pete. Not what you want to see if you're a Yankees fan. That's going to be the old 4-6-3 double play. And that ends the inning. We go to the 7th inning stretch. 6-0 New York. We got the heart of the lineup here. Williams, Jensen, and Stevens. Ted's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Can Jack give him the hat trick here? And that's going to be hit into left field. Roof's out there. 45 on a 2. And that'll probably be fielding column 2. And it is. That's going to be a single. Ruth can't get to it. So Ted Williams avoids striking out and gets a base hit. He's standing down at first. Nobody out for Jackie Jensen. Can the Red Sox at least try to come back and make this game respectable, losing 6-0 here against Jack CHESBRO? And Jackie's 0 for 2 against his name-mate Jack. And he's reached on an error and grounded out the 3rd. And that's going to be against the righty. Make him a 24. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And they're going to get the lead runner. He's going to fire over to Tony for out number 1. So Williams is out at second. Jensen down in first for Vern Stevens now. And Vern is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up, hit into a 6-4-3 double play his first time. Yankees like to see that again, but that's not going to happen as he squares this one up, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That one's over to Green Monster. Home run, Vern Stevens, his first of the year. And it's now 6-2 Boston. They're trying to make a game of it. That'll bring up Buck Freeman now. There goes the shutout. Freeman's 0 for 2. He is grounded out to second and flew out to right. And that'll be a fly ball out to Mick. He's got room out there in right field. That'll end the inning. But Boston scores 2 and makes it a 4-run game now. As Jones is due up second, they're going to try. Oh, it's not 3 outs. Sam White's up. Sam's 0 for 2. Sorry about that. Lost track of the outs. So Sam is grounded out twice, the short and the 3rd. And he's going to keep this inning alive. He squares this one up, folks. And that ball is hit in the right field. Sam White aboard with a 2-out single. And that will be it for Jones as they'll pitch hit for him. He's going to come off the bench now as the Red Sox try to cut into this lead here. Let's see here. Kramer's already hit. They go with Goodman's going to come off the bench. Billy Goodman going to come off the bench here and hit for Sam Jones. Try to keep this inning going. 6-2, as they've already scored on a 2-run homer by Vern Stevens. Looking to add some more here. And Billy is 0 for 4 on the year. Here's the pitch to him. And he's going to be 0 for 5. That's a swing and a miss. Jack strikes him out. That'll end the inning this time for real. And we go to the top of the 8th, 6-2 New York. He's going to come out here and pitch here for the Red Sox. And it'll probably be Joe Dobson's going to come out and pitch here for the Red Sox. It's been 3 days since Joe's pitched. And Joe on the season, this will be his second appearance. He pitched 1 inning and gave up 1 run. He'll be facing Mantle, Gehrig, and DiMaggio here in the 8th, trying to keep us a 4-run ball game. Here's the pitch to Mick. He's 2 for 2, a double, a home run, and a walk. And that'll be another base on balls. Mick is feeling it, man. He keeps an eye on that and watches it go by for ball 4. That brings up Lou Gehrig now. And Gehrig is batting 1 for 3 with a triple today. And he's grounded out to the mound and flew out the left his other 2 times up. And that'll be a ground ball down the short. And the only play will be over to first as Mick will get in the scoring position with 1 out here in the 8th. That brings up DiMaggio now. Can DiMaggio deliver a single with Mick's speed? He should score easily from second. And DiMaggio is 0 for 3. He's grounded out, struck out, and flown out. Joe's due. And that's going to be against the righty. 14. And that is going to be a base hit in the right field. Like I say here, with mixed speed, let's see, a 42. Jackie's got a hell of an arm out there, but Mick's got great speed. Mick's going to try to score here with 1 out. 25 of 51 or lower. Mick scores on the single by DiMaggio. And he's in there, folks. That's an RBI single by DiMaggio. And Mick's in there. You got a runner down at first, and it is now 7-2 as the Yankees get one of those runs right back. And up steps Yogi Berra now. And Yogi's off to a rough start here. He's 0 for 2 today. He does have a sacrifice RBI. He's only batting $176. He's got that homer and 5 RBIs, though. He's grounded out and struck out his other 2 times. And that'll be a fly ball out the right field. Jackie's got this one, too. And that'll be 2 down now. And old Red steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's walked, struck out, and flew out to Jackie. And that'll be a fly ball this time out to Ted Williams. And that'll end the inning. But the RBI single by DiMaggio makes it 7-2. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. We got the top of the order due up here against Jack. Collins is 0 for 3, followed by Rollins and DiMaggio. Here's the pitch to Jimmy Collins, and that'll be an easy grounder down the Phil at short, over to Lou for out number 1. And up steps Pete Rollins now. And Pete is 1 for 3. He singled, grounded out the third, and struck out. And that's going to be hit down the short. And Phil's not going to come up with this one cleanly. That's going to be an E6. And that'll be the third error by the Yankees. And again, you don't want to give these Red Sox extra outs. So now you got a runner down at first and 1 out for DiMaggio. And he's due, folks. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the short, flew out the right, and grounded out the third. And that's just what the doctor ordered. That ball is hit down to Tony at second, over to Rizzuto, over to Gehrig. 4-6-3 double play. To the top of the 9th we go. And we'll have Jack CHESBRO. He's going to try to go to Oaks. And back to the top of the order in Tony and Phil. Jack is 0 for 3. He's grounded out and popped up the third, and he's flew out the center. And he gets a hold of this one. I told you, you can't groove one to Jack. And that ball is blasted into the gap in right field. And Jack says, we don't need no stinking DH. A leadoff double by Jack. And the Yankees are in business trying to add to this 7-2 ball game. And up to the plate steps Tony Lazzari. Tony is 0 for 3 with a walk, and he scored twice, reached on an error and grounded out to the catcher. And that's going to be against a righty. It's going to make him a 19 on an 8. Yep. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that'll get the lead runner. Well, wait a second. A runner on second here. He's going to look the runner back to second rather. I'll get this right. He'll look the runner back to second, fire over to first. And that'll be out number 1. So now Phil Rizzuto's up with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Can Phil deliver here, making an 8-2 ball game? And Phil is 0 for 4. He has popped up the third twice, grounded out the third, and reached on an error. So anytime he hasn't hit the ball down the third, he has been on base. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Phil walks on down the first. And now you got yourself a real mess. First and second, 1 out, and to the plate. Babe's already homered in this game, folks. He is 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Here's the pitch to the Babe. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. You don't want to throw a great fruit up there on this 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be hit into left field out to Williams, a 56 on a 2. That's going to be fielding column number 3. I'm sure of it. And it is. And that's going to be an error. The runner's going to score. And Phil will stop at second. So that's going to be an E7. And Jack is going to score from second. And we got first and second still. And still only 1 out. And the defense ain't helping out. And that's Ted Williams, folks. And up to the plate now is Mickey Mantle. And Mick's having one hell of a game. He is 2 for 2. He's walked twice. RBI double. A 2-run homer. And he's thrown 1 or 2 guys out. I think 1 guy out at the plate. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. That's going to be a line drive down the second. And the runners are going to get back. So Mick hit that ball right on the head, but right at Pete. He's starting to see the ball well, folks. So now there's 2 outs for Lou Gehrig. And Lou is 1 for 4 with a triple. He's grounded out to the mound, grounded out to short, and flew out the left. And that's going to be ground ball down to third. A 61 on a 6. That might be fielding column 2. And it is 61 on a 6. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And that'll fill the bases up as Ted gets over there quickly. So now the bases are juiced for Yogi Berra. And Dobson's trying to get through this ninth inning and keep this an 8-2 ball game. And up steps Yogi now. DiMaggio now with the bases full. DiMaggio is 1 for 4. He's got an RBI single his last time up. Can he deliver again, folks? And no, that's going to be hit in the left field. And that'll end the inning, folks, as Ted Williams makes the catch. Yankees strand 3, but score 1 and take a 6-run lead here into the bottom of the ninth. Jack's trying to go the distance. He'll be facing Williams, Jensen, and Stevens up here to end this ball game. And Ted is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Drives out into the right field gap. Mick can't get to it. That'll roll to the wall. Ted's with a leadoff double. And that'll get the bullpen stirring. Nobody's up yet, but people starting to take their jacket off and all out there. Jackie's up now. And Jensen's 0 for 3. Reached on an error, grounded out the third, and reached on a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. So you're going to look the runner back to second is the question. A 45 on a 1 is probably going to be fielding column 3. And it is. So the runner will get down the third. That's a ground ball back to the mound. So Williams is now 90 feet away from scoring. And that brings up Vern Stevens now. The runner in third. Course, the Yankees with a 6-run lead will play the infield back. As Vern steps up to the plate, Vern Stevens is 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. The only 2 runs of the ball game for the Red Sox. Can he deliver again here? And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that'll score the runner. He fires over to first. So it's now 8-3. Now there's 2 out to nobody on for Buck Freeman. So it's down to their last out, trailing by 5. Can Buck deliver here with a 2-out base hit and keep it going? He's 0 for 3. He's flown out the right twice, grounded out the second. And that'll be a fly ball out the roof. He'll wait for it to come down, make the catch. And that's your ball game. The Yankees take this one 8-3 here in Beantown. Take a look here at the box score now. And let's take a look here at the box score. And the Yankees, 8 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors. The Red Sox, 3 runs, 6 hits and 3 errors also. And the heart of the lineup did the damage. Ruth, 1 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Mick, 2 for 3, a double and a homer, 3 RBIs. Lou Gehrig, 2 for 5. Yankees were 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Ruth and Mantle gets his first home run. Ruth is 5th. Yankees left 7 men on base. Ted Williams ends up having a good ball game. He goes 2 for 4 after striking out his first 2 times up. And Red Sox are 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Only left 4 men on base. Jack improves to 2-0, goes the distance, 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 1, struck out 4, and gave up the home run to Vern Stevens. And Mel Parnell goes to 0-1, goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 6 runs, only 5 of them earned. walked 3, struck out 2, gave up both home runs to Ruth and to Mick. Jones comes in, pitches 2 innings, walked 1, struck out 2. Dobson comes in, can't keep it that way. Gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, only one of them earned, walked 2. And that is your ball game, folks. We'll take a look at the standings now and the leaderboard real quick. Not a lot to see. Most teams have only played 2 or 3 games. Yankees up by 1.5 on the Tigers. Orioles, Indians, and White Sox are 2 games back. Red Sox and Senators 2.5, and the A's are 3.5 back. Bob Serve and Jack Tobin leading with a .600 batting average. Ruth up to 5 home runs on the season, 11 RBIs. Of course, the pitchers all have no ERA. And Jack is the first pitcher to get the 2 wins. And Page with his 2 saves. And you got Babe Ruth leading in MVP voting. And Jack CHESBRO now leading in the Cy Young. I want to thank Steve Tower for stopping by today. Check out his great channel, folks. I think he did a All-American baseball game using History Maker Baseball last night. Check out that. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of Boston, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, you all have a great day and take care.